Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode. I am your host of Child of God. I'm so excited to be back on the podcast and I hope everyone is doing well. In this episode, we're reading Genesis 15 and we're reading off a New Living Translation still. I do have a playlist on my YouTube channel if you want to follow along. All of the Genesis readings are there so you don't have to swift through all of the other episodes. I just want to preface this episode by saying I do not know how to say these names, and please bear with me if I pronounce them wrong. They are super hard to pronounce. But yeah, let's get straight into the reading. Genesis 15. The Lord's covenant promise to Abram. Sometime later, the Lord spoke to Abram in a vision and said to him, "Do not be afraid, Abram, for I will protect you, and your reward will be great." But Abram replied, "O sovereign Lord, what good are all your blessings when I don't even have a son? Since you've given me no children, Eliezer of Damascus, a servant in my household, will inherit all my wealth. You have given me no descendants of my own, so one of my servants will be my heir." Then the Lord said to him, "No, your servant will not be your heir, for you will have a son of your own who will be your heir." Then the Lord took Abram outside and said to him, "Look up into the sky and count the stars if you can. That's how many descendants you will have." And Abram believed the Lord, and the Lord counted him as righteous because of his faith. So I want to stop there. I usually don't do commentary on these Genesis readings because I want the word to sit with us, but I think that part is so beautiful how the Lord says, "Look up into the sky and count the stars if you can. That's how many descendants you will have." And after that, it says, "And Abram believed the Lord, and the Lord counted him as righteous because of his faith." And I think that I really do in the next episode or another episode, I want to talk about the faith of Abram. And his name here is Abram, but he will be called Abraham later. And I think that it's so beautiful how our faith really shows to God how righteous we are and how we rely on Him and how much we have faith in Him, and not in our own mighty powers, but in His. So I think that's really beautiful. So let's continue. Then the Lord told him, "I am the Lord who brought you out of Ur of the Chaldeans to give you this land as your possession." But Abraham replied, "O sovereign Lord, how can I be sure that I will actually possess it?" The Lord told him, "Bring me a 3-year-old heifer, a 3-year-old female goat, a 3-year-old ram, a turtle dove, and a young pigeon." So Abraham presented all these to him and killed them. Then he cut each animal down the middle and laid the halves side by side. He did not, however, cut the birds in half. Some vultures swooped down to eat the carcasses, but Abram chased them away. As the sun was going down, Abram fell into a deep sleep, and a terrifying darkness came down over him. Then the Lord said to Abram, "You can be sure that your descendants will be strangers in a foreign land, where they will be oppressed as slaves for 400 years, but I will punish the nation that enslaves them, and in the end they will come away with great wealth. As for you, you will die in peace and be buried at a ripe old age. After 4 generations, your descendants will return here to this land, for the sins of the Amorites do not yet warrant their destruction." After the sun went down and darkness fell, Abram saw a smoking firepot and a flaming torch pass between the halves of the carcasses. So the Lord made a covenant with Abram that day and said, "I have given this land to your descendants, all the way from the border of Egypt to the great Euphrates River, the land now occupied by Canaanites, Kenizzites, Kadmonites, Hittites, Perizzites, Rephaites, Amorites, Canaanites, Girgazites, and Jebusites." So that is the end of Genesis 15. I hope you guys like the readings, and I hope we can see the faith that Abram, soon will be called Abraham, has with the Lord, and we can relate it to our own lives and how much faith we can have with the Lord as well. So I hope you guys like the readings. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!